One man against a nation, one voice against hundreds. On a mountain that scraped the sky in front of a divided people, fire would decide who was God. This is not a tale of kings or armies. It is the story of a prophet, almost forgotten, who stood alone against 450 voices of darkness, and in a single prayer called fire from heaven. The day was hot. The stones of Mount Carmel burned beneath the sun. All Israel had gathered. From the poorest farmer to the king himself, Ahab, their eyes fixed on the mountain summit. On one side, the prophets of Baal, 450 men clothed in priestly robes, their chants echoing like thunder. Their God, they claimed, ruled the skies, commanded fire, sent rain. On the other, a single man, Elijah. No army, no crown, no beauty to make him stand out. Just one prophet who dared to say what no one else would. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him. But the people said nothing. Silence hung heavy, heavier than the heat. So Elijah declared, "The prophets of Baal will build an altar. I will build one for the Lord. We will place a sacrifice upon it, but we will not set fire to it. The God who answers by fire, he is God." A test, a final stand. The crowd agreed. Fire would choose. Morning came. The prophets of Baal built their altar high with wood and stone. They placed the bull upon it and began their ritual. They shouted. They sang. They danced around the altar. From morning till noon they cried, "O Baal, answer us." But there was no voice, no fire, only silence. Elijah watched, his eyes piercing, his heart steady. At noon he mocked them. "Shout louder. Perhaps your God is deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is asleep and must be awakened." The prophets shouted louder. Their chants became screams. They slashed their own skin with swords until blood ran down their bodies. Frenzied, desperate, broken, but still, no answer, no fire, nothing. By evening, they collapsed in exhaustion. Their God had failed. Then Elijah spoke. His voice cut through the chaos like a blade through the night. "Come here to me." The people gathered around. His hands, steady and slow, began to rebuild the broken altar of the Lord. 12 stones he placed, one for each tribe of Israel, though the tribes were divided. With each stone, he reminded them of who they were meant to be. He dug a trench around the altar. He stacked the wood. He placed the bull upon it. Then, to remove all doubt, he ordered water. 4 large jars, once, twice, 3 times. Until the wood was soaked, the sacrifice drowned, and the trench itself filled with water. Impossible, humanly impossible. If fire came now, it would be God. Elijah lifted his face toward heaven. No screaming, no cutting, no frenzy, just a simple prayer. "Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so these people will know that you, Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again." A whisper of faith carried on the wind, and then heaven moved. Suddenly the sky split. Fire roared down like a storm. It consumed the sacrifice. It devoured the wood. It licked up the stones and the dust. Even the water in the trench vanished in steam and smoke. Nothing remained. The people saw it and fell face down on the ground, their voices trembling, crying out as one, "The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God." In that moment, the people knew. Baal was silent. Baal was powerless. But Yahweh, the Lord of heaven and earth, still answered by fire. Elijah stood alone, but he was never truly alone. Heaven was with him. And though his name may be remembered as a prophet, what mattered most was not his voice, but God's fire. Maybe you too feel like Elijah, alone, outnumbered, surrounded by voices that drown out truth. Maybe your prayers feel small, unheard, drowned in silence. But Elijah's story tells us something deeper. God doesn't need crowds. He doesn't need noise. He doesn't even need perfect conditions. All he needs is one heart willing to pray, one voice willing to believe. And when that voice rises in faith, even against impossible odds, fire still falls. So remember this: the world may forget your name, history may overlook your story, but the God who answers by fire has not forgotten you. And sometimes, the smallest prayer, whispered in faith, can bring down heaven itself.